Racing. Bunch of other drivers right here on the Sim Racing Net, and we're getting ready to jump into the race server. Back with you when we get ready to kick off coverage of tonight's Martinsville race with the drivers of OSR Xfinity action getting ready to kick off short track. Super exciting racing here at Martinsville Speedway. I'm Sean Fitz. Welcome to the SRN. You're in the right spot. We're getting ready to get kicked off here. The race servers being put together, and we'll go green flag racing here for 125 laps around the paperclip half-mile racetrack here in Martinsville, Virginia. If you are new to the broadcast, you certainly want to go check out OhioSimRacing.com for all the latest information, point standings, available cup numbers, schedules, and so much more. OhioSimRacing.com for that info. You can also check out Facebook and join the group, Ohio Sim Racing. You can also check out the drivers group of OSR, where everybody gets together, and a lot of communication happening over there on the Facebook for Ohio Sim Racing, and certainly do not want to miss out an opportunity on practices and connections and so much more happen right there on Facebook. Short track racing getting kicked off this week after what felt like months. It was just about a week or so for Easter break for these drivers. Everybody getting the dust shooken off and ready to roll here at Martinsville. And speaking of getting rolling, the Cup drivers will roll off the grid at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on Sunday night on the SRN. And then next week we head on over to Richmond, where short track racing continues there at Richmond. That's going to be a very interesting race as well. That track drives very much like a short track, but it's got a lot of speed in it. We're going to see, I think, a lot of aggressiveness come out there at Richmond here, especially in the Cup cars. While we're waiting for that race session to get kicked off, I want to take this opportunity to thank two people who have really stepped up and supported the league all season long. That's going to be Wes Gillen and Gillen Body Shop. That group over there has supported OSR week in and week out all season long, and we appreciate them getting together and really stepping up and supporting the league, and in both financially and other ways. Premier sponsors there, Gillen Body Shop, gets the body work done the right way the first time, check out Facebook for Gilliland Body Shop for more information. You can also check out Chris Hockley and Hawk Dizzle Design on Facebook. Chris is a very talented graphic artist in his own right, not only from a graphic design perspective, but just a fantastic photographer. You'll catch him out at a lot of the local dirt tracks around his area, and he posts a lot of those pictures on Facebook, but you certainly want to check out Hawk Dizzle Design for all your graphic needs in terms of iRacing paints, hero cards. He's even gotten it to the point where his wraps have been put on sprint cars, and they look fantastic. So you certainly want to check that out. Hawk Dizzle Design on Facebook for more information. The race session just got completed. The race server just got built, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing here at Martinsville. If you are a race driver and you qualified for the field tonight, make sure you get into the race server as soon as you can so we can get racing coverage kicked off right here on the Sim Racing News Network. We're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be right back and nearly ready for the green flag here finally. After I mentioned what was a pretty long break for these drivers, we'll go short track racing right after this. You're watching the Sim Racing News Network. Final practice underway here at Martinsville for the Xfinity drivers of OSR. Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in. Again, a little bit of a later start tonight, but we will blame it on one Brandon Thomas for getting things kicked off a little late here. So we look, we watch now as Kyle Finlayson rolls off pit road. Kyle was really quick during earlier practice, running top 3 on the board right now, showing the fastest at a 20.37. Jeff Bly Jr., who was another very quick driver during warm-ups, right now showing second place as he nearly sent it in there underneath Eric Jackson. Was able to keep it out of the corner or the rear panel there of Jackson, but Bly is going to be another very quick driver here tonight. Another person who's going to be really fast here, and he's ran third earlier in practice, running third right now, is the 51 driver, Eric Myers. Bill Tolmer is running fourth in final practice, and as we mentioned, Eric Jackson running in the top 5. Steve Whitmore, Jeff Oliver, Matt Beamish, Wes Gillen, Britt Van Meter, Ray Ferreira, Brandon Thomas. Couple others here rounding out the top 15 or so. Again, if you are a qualified in driver, make sure you report to the race server. We want to get this kicked off. We are running a little late tonight, so we do want to get this underway. We get these 125 laps here at Martinsville in the books. Martinsville's a very it's a historic racetrack. It's the iconic short track on the NASCAR circuit, featuring long straights. Somebody during the practice session described it perfectly. If you know how to get around a very tight corkscrew or a very tight corner rather, and you can also drag race, Martinsville is your place to be. It features very straight straights. About I don't know the exact measurement, but certainly you're on the gas for a little bit here, but then you've really got to be technical and be on the throttle and then on the brake at a specific braking point. You want to save your tires. You can't overdrive the car, but you've got to make sure you get in. You've also got to protect that bottom line. You'll see a lot of drivers really having to manage their cars and manage their tires to make sure they stay right there on the bottom, as you see Kyle Finlayson really rolling those bumpers, that curbing there on the bottom. If you open up that bottom line and somebody gets underneath you, it is going to be difficult to hold them off, especially as you race side by side down these long straightaways here at Martinsville and have somebody on the outside of you. It's really tough to get clear of them. The inside line will be prevalent tonight, and you'll see a lot of drivers fighting to get there. Pitch strategy will also be in play tonight, as everyone here will have to figure out where they need to be, where they want to be, rather, on tire strategy, especially coming to the late going here. If you get to a point where you've got folks around you on older tires, it may not necessarily be a bad thing to stay out and keep those tires and keep that track position, because it is so hard to gain here at Martinsville. But if you are a driver who elects to stay out and everybody else comes in, especially late in the race, it is going to be rough going. Tire fall off is going to be pretty big here. Over a long run, we should see at least one stop out of these drivers if we were to go green all the way, but it is Martinsville. Tight corners equals tight tempers, and everybody will be up on the wheel tonight, and I am sure we're going to see some racing incidents here at this half-mile racetrack. Popularly known as the paperclip, here with OSR Xfinity action, right here on the Sim Racing News Network. As I mentioned, final practice underway, less than 5 minutes, but we want to get this session advanced. If you're a qualified in driver, please make sure you head on over to the race server so we can get this show on the road. We're going to get kicked off here with green flag coverage in just a few moments. You're watching the Sim Racing News Network. Final practice in the books now, and these drivers are getting grid up to get green flag racing underway here at Martinsville. Kyle Finlayson starting on the pole tonight. Eric Meyer starting outside row 1. Bill Tomer, Ryan Pelfrey, Steve Whitmore is going to make up the remainder of the top 5. Jeff Oliver, Matt Beamish, Jeff Bly Jr., Wes Gill, and Greg Olnick in the top 10. Britt Van Meter, Rick Rube, Dominic Lee, Aaron Jackson, Brandon Thomas, Jaden Hopp, Lane Hosler, Gregory Lemon Lime Valade, Jeffrey Johnson, and Raymond Ferreira rounding out the top 20. Patrick Scheller, John Sears, Jason Deal, Nicholas Casey, Michael Buckley, Jason Edmonston, Justin Walters, Daniel Badler, and Zach Myers, all rounding out the rest of the field here as they get rolling under caution, or behind the pace car rather, for some warm-up laps. So we'll get ready to go green flag racing here tonight. Again, what felt like a fairly long break with these drivers here. The Easter break for NASCAR has all 3 series off, so OSR was off themselves. And we're about to get everybody's nerves shook it up as we go from break straight to one of the most intense racetracks on the NASCAR circuit here at Martinsville. And then follow that up right with Richmond next week. And then Dega. Man, what an exciting next. Gonna get him rolling. Green flag is out. That's a 73. Luckily, Zach Myers. Maybe no, maybe not. Maybe this was just a move to come down pit road and take fuel or something there. Daniel's one of the first drivers to come down pit road. That driver, another quick guy. We'll see what he's able to get done here tonight. See if he's able to race back for the lead and get a late race addition. That driver didn't even qualify, and the admins were gracious enough to grant him an EOL and put him on the field. We'll see how he's able to march his way to the front. Now let's talk about that restart and what we've seen. We did see Eric Myers really have a great start of the race. Not sure if Kyle just eased into it a little bit easier or what there, but we saw Myers on that outside door as they got into turn 1, but Finlayson was able to really drive off turn 2 on the inside and take it away from him. Myers is going to have another good restart like that as they're back double file, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Pace car is going to duck down pit road. This time, Kyle Finlayson's going to be in charge of this restart. Where does he get him rolling? He's going to do it right there at the exit of turn 4. Finlayson gets rolling. Green flags back out here, lap 7. Finlayson's going to get clear, but that's going to stack up a little bit. Ryan Pelfrey back behind the 95. I think he was looking for a place to go there. The top 4 looks like they're going to single file out. In the meantime, Jeff Bly Jr. trying to work by Steve Whitmore, Matt Beamish, and those drivers. Bly was the fastest during their first practice tonight. It was really quick here, had a little bit of a moment during his qualifying session. He's going to have to race his way back up to that front spot. In the meantime, we go back up front. Kyle Finlayson out front comfortably right now, 0.5 of a second over Eric Myers. Bill Tomer running 3rd. Ryan Pelfrey running 4th, but he's under a little bit of pressure here by Steve Whitmore in the 70 car. In the meantime, Bly is working his way up to 6th right now. And trying to run down the 70 of Whitmore in the meantime. Also, let's mention Wes Gilland. He's up a spot here. And working his way around as Britt Van Meter looks underneath Matthew Beamish here in the 27. Side by side as they go through 3 and 4, firmly under the lights here tonight. I'm sorry, yeah, under turn 4, firmly under the lights here at Martinsville. Short track racing at its finest here at night. And Van Meter is going to complete that pass. And is going to take that spot. That's 9th right there as Aaron Jackson is back here on the outside. Racing the driver of the 081 Jegs machine. That's Robe, and he's trying to get by him as Jackson's actually going to get it done on the outside line. It's going to be a rarity, I think, of what you're going to see these drivers be able to do, especially later in the run. As Wes Gillen looking underneath Oliver there in the 26. Van Meter's got the door open. He's going to try and take it as well. We move a little forward up here. Pelfrey's in trouble. Steve Whitmore's there, making contact. Pelfrey sideways. Whitmore's into the wall. Jeff By Jr. has to split him. Wes Gillen, Jeff Oliver. Everybody misses them. Green flag still out. Whitmore got turned pretty hard there. He was into the quarter panel of Pelfrey. I think Pelfrey was able to sort of save it there. Oh, and the caution's going to be out right there. And it looks like Jeff Oliver may have got turned around. This may also involve Whitmore again. Let's take a look. Nope, that's going to involve the 39. And Jeff Oliver and Aaron Jackson's going to get caught up in it. Steve Whitmore's right there as well. The 61, the 24. A bunch of drivers trying to figure out where to go with the 26 car spun around on Jeff Oliver. Caution's going to be out for the second time tonight here on lap 16. And Kyle Phillison scored your leader. Eric Myers, Bill Tomer. As you see, Ryan Pelfrey's going to get a lap back. He's going to go around there. He's a lucky dog recipient. That driver was running in the top 5 before him and Whitmore made contact about 3 or 4 laps ago. And Jeff By Jr. has worked his way up to the top 5. He's currently running 4th. Wes Gillen is running 5th. As again, under caution for the second time tonight here on lap 16 of 125 here on the Sim Racing News Network. Fairly certain if we were going to see pit stops, we were going to see them already. Looks like we got a couple takers. Jeff Oliver, he spun, so he's going to come down and get that car looked at. Jeffrey Johnson is also on pit road. And Justin Walters, he's been involved in a couple incidences here. You see the nose damage on that car, and he's on pit road for some repairs. Lane Holzer, Brandon Thomas. Oh, they were all looked like they were peeking, but they didn't come down. But nonetheless, Kyle Finlayson. That car looking pretty sharp here tonight up front, and Finlayson's really turned up the speed over the last couple weeks and stepped it up and has led some laps here with OSR. Nice to see that driver put together some strong runs here down the spring season. We know there's been a lot of folks asking for those onboards and looking for the opportunity to ride on board with some of their favorite drivers. We'll be more than happy to facilitate that and get you some onboards here the next couple races, so keep that in mind. But we don't want to miss too much of the racing action going on throughout the entire field here. And with that, the pace car lights are off. Kyle Finlayson is going to take that inside line. Eric Myers is going to start on the outside of that row 1 again, where he started the last 2 restarts, or for the start of the race and the restart prior to this. Pace car is going to duck down pit road. Keep an eye on that bright yellow 97 car. He's worked his way up to 4th. What can he do now? Green flag's back out. Kyle Finlayson gets him rolling here at Martinsville. Bye. Stuck on the high side here as Wes Gillen is going to look underneath him. Not going to be able to do anything with it, so Gillen's going to kind of Bye's going to shut the door a little bit there. Gillen's going to fall in line. Oh, caution's out once again. We've got a big wreck here. This is back, oh goodness, that looks like around turn 4. And Brandon Thomas got spun around in part of that. A lot of drivers involved in this incident, but I believe this is where it started. Let's take a look. Thomas on the inside, the 61's there. Oh, I don't know if Greg Olnick had a moment there. Let's go back and see if we can take a better look at that. Oh, it looked like that was a combination of issues there. Steve Whitmore was missing the inside line. Olnick looked like he was coming down as well, had some problems. Looks like Matt Beamish is involved. There's a lot of drivers having some struggles here in the early going here. A lot of beat up race cars here at Martinsville. Steve Whitmore missing a good portion of the front end of that 70 machine. Several drivers back in on pit road. Ray Ferreira, Gregory Valet, John Sears. Those drivers here working their way up through the field. They're on pit road right now. Jason Edmonston, Justin Walters, Greg Olnick. All taking service at this time. Lap 23 of 125 here at Martinsville for the Ohio Sim Racing Xfinity crew. Sunday night Cup Series action gets kicked off 9 Eastern, 8 Central right here on the SRN, where OSR's Cup Series drivers take on the paperclip here at Martinsville. Be a lot of fun to watch. So make sure you want to tune in. We get another 20-lap run here, if not a little bit more. It'll be really interesting to see if there's another caution that comes out and then how that'll affect some of these lead pack drivers. That'll be something we keep an eye on because tire strategy may come into play here. And I'll tell you what, let's take a look at that 012 car of Aaron Jackson. Missing the entire nose, missing the whole nose off that car. But right now, not doing too bad. He's running 6th. And that just shows you beat-up race cars can still run here at Martinsville. And not do too shabby. Pace car lights are off. That means they're going to go green flag next time by Kyle Finlayson. Gets them tightened up on that inside line. Eric Myers on the outside, row 1. Bill Tomer, Jeff Bide Jr. in row 2. Pace car ducks down pit road. Myers tight to Finlayson's door, but Finlayson really gets rolling there. That was a nice jump by Kyle. Oh, another spin on the front stretch. Several cars back here involved. Another caution here. That's the 42 and the 81 involved here. That's Patrick Schaefer. That he was spun around, and I believe it was the 81 also involved in that, I believe, or was it the 31? Nope, it was 81. It was Jaden Hopp. He was also involved and cautions out again. Tell you what, short track racing is difficult to manage, especially after a little bit of a break. These drivers have not been in these cars here with OSR for about 10 days or so, and it's certainly starting to show. These restarts are catching a couple of these drivers off guard, but I am 100% certain that league admins will be quick to address that here. OSR really wants to put on a great show each and every week. A lot of green flag racing, and it's actually been an exceptional season in all 3 series over the last couple months. Under caution here for the for the 4th time. We're going to take a quick moment to step away. Be a great time to go grab your favorite snack and get ready to watch some racing here on the Sim Racing News Network. We'll be right back with you. Kyle Finlayson's going to be the master of restarts here in the early going as he gets ready to bring him back. Green flag here at Martinsville on lap 32. Top 6 has not changed. We'll see how this pans out as Eric Myers gets tight on the door, but Finlayson gets rolling once again. Green flag, back out. I want to say that was a relatively clean start as we got everybody at least past the start-finish line. And Kyle Finlayson, Eric Myers start to break away from the field a little bit as Jeff Bly Jr. starts working the outside line here. Bill Tomer. This could be a big move for the 97. He's going to get clear of Tomer. Going into 1 and 2. Jeff Bly is up to third. Overdrives the corner. Tomer's going to have the bottom. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Jeff Bly's going to try and shut the door once again. This time nails that bottom line. Jeff Bly Jr. up to third. Take a little bit of a look on back here as Brandon Thomas underneath Aaron Jackson. Aaron swings that car wide. Both cars have some damage, but the 28's going to sneak on by here as well. That's Daniel Badler. Again, started at the end of the longest line. That driver's worked his way up to 7th. He's continuing to climb through the field here. That'll be a name we keep a close eye for in the top 5. In the meantime, Kyle Finlayson out front, 0.4 of a second over Eric Myers. Myers is doing really well hanging on here, but Jeff Bly Jr. is going to be knocking on the door. Again, the 97 car of Jeff Bly was really quick during during the initial practice. Sat on top of the pole or on top of the chart here during the first practice and just had a little bit of a qualification error. Had some distractions going on. Unfortunately, did not have the strongest qualifying effort. But he has raced his way up to third here in the early going. Relatively panned out right now as we see Oliver working underneath the 86 car of Nicholas Casey. He's going to try and get clear of him there. He's going to do it. Steve Whitmore is right there as well. Not going to be able to capitalize on that bottom being open. And we talked about that bottom line being prevalent. That is where everybody wants to be, and that's where everybody will run. Unless you overdrive this car, you burn up the tires, have some problems, and you get off that bottom line, you're going to be in trouble. And right now, 1, 2, 3, Finlayson, Myers, by, all rolling right on the very bottom of the racetrack. So this is what I was talking about earlier. These tires have been heat cycled several times. And they're at this point starting to feel some fade. They're into a little bit of a green flag run here. And again, as these drivers really start to fight the handling of the car, it'll be really exciting to see if there were to be another caution come out 10 or so laps, who would come down pit road and who would not. As we're not quite past halfway, but depending on how, right there in front of our leaders and the caution's out. I believe that was Jeffrey Johnson. Looks like he lost it on his own. Let's take a look. Oh, he may have had a little bit of help. Oh, I'm not quite sure who came down or what there, but that was right there in front of our leaders. As Kyle Finlayson narrowly misses making contact with that driver. And the caution's going to be out. Well, we were just talking about it. What could happen here? And what do these drivers decide to do? And it looks like our top 4 is going to stay out. Does anybody else decide to come down? No, it looks like everybody is going to stay out here and not take tires here after 42 laps of racing action here at Martinsville. under caution here for the 5th time tonight on lap 44, and these drivers try to shake it all loose, including putting a little bit of heat in those tires. It's Kyle Finlayson, Eric Myers, Jeff By Jr., Bill Tomer, Wes Gillen to the top 5. Britt Van Meter is up to 6th right now. Daniel Badler, he is up 21 spots right now and currently running 7th. Brandon Thomas running 8th. Eric Jackson, Lane Hosler rounding out the top 10. I did get a note from admin extraordinaire George Smoller that Zach Myers may be in a little bit of trouble here. Sitting at a 16X in that 07 FTR car. Those incidents is adding up really quick, and that driver out of Chardon maybe having a little bit of a problem here, trying to keep keep those contact points under control. We'll continue to watch that story. But in the meantime, pace car lights are off. We're gonna get ready to go back. Get back green flag racing here as Kyle Finlayson is going to take the outside line. This is going to be a big change here for Finlayson. Can Myers take advantage being on the bottom? Finlayson gets them rolling. Green flag is back out. And Myers, no challenge for the lead right there, but Jeff By Jr. lost a spot. I saw that. Bill Tomer is able to drive by a little bit. They're single file for the top 4, but Wes Gillen is trying to hold off Van Meter. Van Meter's going to get out in front of him, though. He's into the top 5. Oh, and we're going to see Brandon Thomas go sideways across the track. That's going to bring another caution out. We saw Aaron Jackson make contact with him right there as well. That was another one right there that Zach Myers could have been involved in. Was able to keep that car clean. He's still running here. 1 point. This race has a 17x limit. Martinsville being tough on a lot of these drivers here with OSR Xfinity action. We're starting to close in on the halfway point here of 125 laps or so. We've spent a lot of time under caution as these drivers still getting accustomed to running around this half mile very tight Martinsville Speedway here, and these drivers really just trying to find a way to be smooth. It's all about being really careful with your tires, maintaining a consistent driving, sorry, I'm trying to gather my words here, but just trying to be very consistent at the wheel and the throttle. You want to make sure you're putting together really smooth and precise movements with the car. You want to take advantage as much as you can of the drive off the corner to set you up down these straights here at Martinsville, so that you can get prepared to lift early, save some tires, put it into the corner, make sure you preserve that bottom line. That's where you want to be. You do not want to have to fight anybody for that bottom line against those curbs. And then you just keep doing it again, over and over again here at Martinsville. This is short track racing at its finest right here. Anytime you catch a race at Martinsville. Richmond on the calendar for next week here with OSR. That's also going to be a lot of fun, and as you heard a little while ago, Talladega is also in the future, so that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Super Speedway racing is always an exciting time for these OSR drivers. Again, we've not seen pit stops out of this top 6 or 7 here so far. Actually, I show the only driver that's come down pit road is Daniel Badler. He did that on lap 3. That lap differential was not that big of a difference, and it won't really matter for Badler. That's just something to keep an eye on, as some of these drivers are going to need to come down pit road. These cars are continuing to fall off and feel different each and every lap. It's going to be really interesting to see how some of these drivers react to heat cycling these tires here. Pace car lights are off. Finlayson elects to take the bottom again. They're underneath Eric Myers. Myers back tight against the door to Finlayson, but Finlayson gets it rolling. Green flags back out here on lap 52. I'm sorry, lap 53. Big checkup back here. I believe that was Gilliland that had some trouble in a restart. That checked up to 61 and a couple others, but they get that rolling and figured out. I see Britt Van Meter on pit road. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Maybe a penalty of sorts. I'm not 100% certain. But I tell you what I am certain of is we may have a fight for the lead here before it's all said and done. As Eric Myers has started to step it up a little bit. Let's ride on board with Myers as he works on chasing down Kyle Finlayson. Not letting Finlayson get too far away here is going to be the name of the game for Myers, especially if he's got a little bit left on those tires. But knocking on the door here fairly soon is going to be Jeff By Jr. in that 97 car. Jeff has picked up the pace here. He's been fast all night long throughout the different practice sessions. And you see him right there. He raced his way up from round 9th up to 3rd in the early going. Oh, it cautions out once again here. Trying to take a look and see who may be involved. Not 100% sure what happened here to bring that caution out. But nevertheless, Kyle Finlayson having to take evasive maneuvers not to duck down pit road. This is going to leave a couple drivers still out, but one of the first to pit is Brandon Thomas. Just outside of the top 10 and 11th, the driver of that A car is going to come down pit road. Jeff Oliver, Steve Whitmore, all going to come down pit road for tires and service. While our lead pack stays out once again here tonight at Martinsville. These drivers have not stopped yet. The first driver to stop was actually Daniel Badler back on lap 3. He came down pit road. He was also probably a 23rd at the time. And right now, he's currently running 5th. He's got 3 lap fresher tires. That driver is he's really quick, and he's able to save tires left, right, and center. So we'll see if he's able to make a difference there on those 3 tires while also driving through the field. You'll see a lot of beat up race cars here still in this race. That's a byproduct of 2 things. We've not had a green flag run that's been super long, but also a lot of these damaged cars and a lot of these damaged cars still have some speed in them. Able to maintain just enough to keep those spots, and we've also seen a lot of torn up race cars starting to creep into the top 10. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. Let's go back and take a look at something here. If we can get this to work correctly, I want to see if we can find it. All right, here we go. See Van Meter on the bottom here. Maybe this is not the best place to find it. Oh, there it is. It's going to be right there. It's Van Meter. Oh, yeah. This was on the restart. And we saw Britt Van Meter down pit road. Wasn't quite sure what was going on. Looks like him and Jeff Bly Jr. made contact there. That didn't bring out this last caution, but that's certainly going to set Van Meter back here quite a bit. This pace car lights are off. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here. Green flag's back out. Finlayson gets them rolling pretty cleanly there in the top 10. Myers not having as good of a restart there as I think he was previous, and Bly's going to be there pretty quick. Not too bad out of turn 2. It looks like everybody was able to keep it fairly clean. Top 5 single file here. That's Finlayson, Myers, Bly, Tomer, Badler. As we cross the halfway point of tonight's event here at Martinsville for OSR Xfinity action right here on the Sim Racing News Network. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm Sean Fitz, bringing you flag-to-flag coverage here at Martinsville. This is the closest right there. Eric Myers has been pretty much to Kyle Finlayson's bumper all night. Myers starting to run a lane higher there, looking for an opportunity, driving that car in a little deeper. Then you see Finlayson driving his in. This could pay dividends for Myers, but it could also introduce tire wear, more than they've already got. And Jeff Bly Jr. is waiting right there in the wings to capitalize. These top 3 have really pulled away here of Tomer, or from Tomer. About 5 car lengths or so. It's a pretty big gap we've seen in the top 5 so far. These top 3 here just motoring around here as you see Jeff Bly Jr. and Eric Myers within a car length here, as Myers may have overdrove that corner again. I think I've nearly seen the 51 step out there, as Finlayson has just been in solid control all night here at Martinsville. We take a look a little bit further back. There's pretty racy back here as Steve Whitmore is looking underneath the 88 there. I'm sorry, the 86 of Nicholas Casey. They're all on the lead lap. Oh, the 61 spins. That's going to collect Whitmore. The 24 is also going to go around. Oh, we may have seen a disconnection there due to incident points. I believe that was the 24 Valade. We take a look here. The 24 car just flat disappeared, and the caution's going to be out once again here at Martinsville. Actually, I believe that was John Sears. No, it wasn't John Sears that, no, wasn't John Sears, but he certainly caught a little bit of that. I think he kind of saw it all coming to fruition. He tried to slow up to avoid some of it. Caution's out once again here tonight. That was the 24 Gregory Valade. I believe that's going to be the end of his night. I don't see him on track anymore. And we go back live here, and Kyle Finlayson comes down pit road. He's your leader, or was your leader when this caution come out. The only driver to follow down pit road there, the top 5. That's going to give Eric Myers, Jeff Bly Jr., Bill Tomer, Daniel Badler, and Wes Gilliland a spot up here. This could be really interesting to see how this plays out as Finlayson comes down pit road. Another one of those drivers that is struggling here tonight with incident points, and we've seen him involved in a couple different issues here, but he's riding right now in the top 15 is Jeff Oliver in that 26. That driver 16X, but that car doesn't look terrible on the front end, but man, the back end does not look great for the 26 Chevrolet of Oliver. Eric Myers is going to be the control car here on the restart. He's been running second all night tonight, and he's got a lot of pace in him, a lot of aggression. Myers is not afraid to take it where anybody else doesn't. You see him, he's actually been running a lane higher just so he can roll the corner a little bit faster. Now with Finlayson on back in the field here. Finlayson looks like he's going to restart 16th or so on fresh tires. He is going to be moving through the field here really quick. But one of the things that we've seen week in and week out here with OSR is sometimes being back there towards the back, especially when it's been caution heavy, is not the answer. Not a great thing. We saw a couple quick drivers get caught up at Atlanta after pitting from the front and putting themselves back there in that little bit of traffic, that adverse track position. We'll see how that plays out for Finlayson. Pace car lights are off. Means we're going to get ready to go back. Green flag racing. The 51 is going to be the control car. The 97 of Jeff Bye has moved up to second outside of row 1. That puts Bill Tomer right there. Daniel Badler in row 2. Wes Gillen. Aaron Jackson in row 3. Myers gets a rolling. Green flag is back out here at Martinsville, lap 75. Clean restart with the top 5. Gillen still outside of Pelfrey. Pelfrey is trying to hang on to the inside there. That car beat up pretty hard. But Ryan's trying to hang on. Ryan was actually a lap down about 30 laps ago. He's back on the lead lap and charging to the front. So far, relatively clean, but here comes Jeff Bly Jr. on the hunt for that lead. On the bumper of Eric Myers. You see Jeff Bly Jr. now running a lane higher, half a lane higher, trying to keep a little bit of pace in that car. We go back and take a look real quick here, and Finlayson is already up 6 spots, up to 10th, and those fresh tires are rolling for Finlayson. Lap 77, it's a 4-second gap back to the leader. We'll keep an eye on that as he continues to be able to roll through the field here on those fresher tires. As the top 2 starting to pull away by far, 5 car lengths over Bill Tomer. Daniel Badler. See how this race plays out as Jeff Bye really is hanging right there with Myers within a car length or so the entire time. Let's ride on board with Jeff Bye as he works on our leader. That could have been big right there. As Jeff really put the nose in, Myers shut the door. We'll keep an eye on this group right here because this is going to be the fight for the lead if it once it comes. In the meantime, Bill Tomer, Daniel Badler still hanging out in 3rd and 4th, and Ryan Pelfrey running 5th. Kyle Finlayson is close to 7/10 gap back to the leader. He's passing Gillen right here. That's going to be for 6th. Kyle Finlayson is on the move. 80 lap fresher tires or 75 lap fresher tires here. Then the leaders. This off-sequence pit stop could really pay off for Finlayson. He has enough fuel to take it the whole way. We'll see how this plays out. As we see that gap from 2nd to 3rd. Jeff Bye may have just made contact with the wall there. But this gap here from 2nd to 3rd is starting to widen now. About a second there between those 2 drivers. As everybody's starting to thin out quite a bit here at Martinsville. Everybody's kind of settled in a little bit. Just an update on some of the drivers here. Oh, and Bai gets on the curb. He's able to save it, but he's going to lose a lot of track position. Jeff Bai gets on the curbs. Looks like he was having some issues getting that car to rotate, or just was spun on throttle. Something happened there in the 97 car. Lost a lot of time to our leader. Couple drivers here. Just an update towards the back. Jason Dill parking it. He's got 16X. Another driver that's struggling. Zach Myers. Oh no, that FTR 07 has been disqualified from the event tonight. The 66 is also parking it due to 16X limit. A lot of contact being made here at Martinsville. That's short track racing for you. Anywhere. Real live racing. Anywhere you go. After that big step, or big misstep there by the 97 Bai. Let's follow back to our leader here. 0.8 of a second is trying to grind his way back. In the meantime, Kyle Finlayson, he slowed down his approach a little bit. Finlayson probably needs to start thinking about saving some of those tires, some of that tire on those on that race car. As he looks underneath, Daniel Badler is going to try and take that spot. He's going to be firmly there. He's very quick here. He knows he's got the pace just because he's got more tire than these drivers could dream of right now. Needs to just take it easy and try to preserve that car as much as he can, just in case we go the full long run here. In the meantime, Jeff Bai Jr.'s closed that gap back up to Myers by 0.2. But Finlayson continues to just move through the field now. He's going to be looking underneath Bill Tomer. Tomer shuts the door on him there. Finlayson does not have to push the issue here. He just catch him on the next corner. All he's got to do is just brake a little bit later than he does, or wait for him to overdrive, and Finlayson's going to be there. He's got the grip. He's got the tire. As we see, both those drivers may have locked it up right there, but that's going to put Finlayson on the inside. He's going to have that spot as a lap car there is in trouble. They're going to be 3 wide into 1 and 2. That's going to give the 28 an opportunity to look inside Tomer, but not do anything with it, as Kyle Finlayson now moves up to 3rd. Well, I would say Jeff Bai is taking some time, but he's really starting to close that gap there on our leader. Starting to look a little bit cleaner in that 97 car after he had that big checkup off of turn 3 and 4. That got him sideways. Starting to reel our leader back in now. In the meantime, Badler always gets to the bumper of Tomer. The 95 car slides away, but he's able to keep it straight, but Badler disconnects. Incident limit reached there for Badler. And Eric Meyer still comfortably out front. In the meantime, this is going to be the race right here, as the 95 of Tomer and Wes Gill. And Tomer was sideways a little while ago off the nose of Badler, but now Wes Gillen's going to try and take that spot away. This is back here fighting for 6th as the 50 car, moves up into the door of the 95. Gillen nearly spins them both out, but he's able to take that spot away. In the meantime, another driver who has started to run down our leader, and Jeff Bai for that matter, Kyle Finlayson. This run, this tire run, may have paid dividends for Finlayson, especially if he kept a little bit of sauce there. He may have something for him in the long run. All he's got to do is get by these next 2 drivers, and Finlayson is probably just looking for the opportunity to do so. Took tires about 20-25 laps ago, or I'm sorry, 15 to 20 laps ago, and it has looked quick ever since. Oh, and the caution's out on the racetrack. This is going to change some things. Now, let's take a look up front and see what our leaders decide to do. They almost have to come down pit road here, I believe. Well, we're going to keep close eye on Kyle Finlayson in that car and see what he decides to do. Again, he pit on about 20, 25 laps ago. He does not have to come here, but I think this is going to bring pretty much everybody down. It's going to bring Jeff By down for sure. Kyle's going to stay out. Ryan Pelfrey's going to come down. Dominic Lee, Bill Tomer, Aaron Jackson. This is going to bring the majority of the top 10 down. Except Eric Myers and Kyle Finlayson. This is going to be something to watch here. And Wes Gillen elects to stay out. He's not come down pit road either. So we were talking about at the beginning of the broadcast how important it would be to have, if you were going to stay out, you would have to have cars around you that stayed out too, to help build a little bit of that buffer and build up that buffer of cars, especially if you're in the lead, to help hang on a little bit against those new tires. But that buffer's dwindling away here for Myers. As Finlayson's is going to be it, but it looks like Wes Gillen's going to come down. Michael Buckley, he's going to stay out, but Buckley has got a hurt race car right now. Greg Olnick, looks like he came down as well. So that's going to put Jeff By Jr. and that 97 car. Fresh, brand new tires, brand new Goodyears on that car. He's going to have an opportunity at the leaders here in the late race run. I tell you what, it's about to get really exciting here on the SRN. If you haven't already done so, tell your friends to tune in and mention in chat, who do you want to be tonight's winner? Who is your pick to bring home the victory here once we go back green flag racing? Eric Myers, he's not pit tonight, but he's in the lead. We'll see how this turns out. We're going to go back green flag racing with about 20 to go. You're watching the Sim Racing News Network. Eric Myers is going to need to have the restart of his OSR career right here. Last year at Martinsville, the result didn't turn out so great for Myers, but right now he's in the lead, but he's got a lot of new tires around him. Finlayson takes him tight to the door as they work around 3 and 4. Myers gets rolling, green flag back out here, 21 to go. Tell you what, for the top 4, that was probably about the best restart you could hope for, but that's going to put Finlayson right there, but Finlayson's going to be in trouble. Jeff By Jr.'s got those fresh tires. Oh, the caution's out again. Unfortunately, this looks like this may have collected the last remaining decent group of cars. It's Ryan Pelfrey out of shape. And then they were 3 wide, and the 61 car gets into Aaron Jackson. In the meantime, Pelfrey kind of self-spins on his own. We saw a car get disconnected there. I'm not quite sure who that was. And that restart was not good for a lot of these drivers on back here. I tell you what, though, drivers that are going to eat this up is Greg Olnick. He's got a lot of damage on that car, but right now he's running 8th. Aaron Jackson's running 9th. He's got damage on his car. They're all missing noses at this point. Ryan Pelfrey, I think that car is held together with some duct tape and some Bubble Yum Delicious bubble gum. Steve Whitmore, that car looks like a modified more than anything. And then we start getting into the clean cars. Bill Tomer, or the cleaner cars, the 73 there of Dominic Lee, and then Jeff Bye, Kyle Finlayson, and Eric Myers. Again, Eric has not come down pit road. He is pretty much locked into doing or running exactly the strategy he's got right now. He needs to make it to the end on tires. He's also got to make it to the end on fuel, as Myers inherited the lead around lap 78 or so after Kyle Finlayson came down pit road. Myers has been running second place all night tonight, qualified second. Really strong effort for that driver. But Kyle Finlayson was able to drive back up through the field on his own. Got up to second, and another caution came out. Jeff Bye Jr. is the first car with the freshest tires right there. They came down about 13 laps ago. Pace car lights are off. He's going to duck down pit road right there. We're going to get a restart underway. The front four pretty tight. Myers didn't get a great restart there. Finlayson's going to be right to the bumper. Green flag back out. Jeff Bye Jr. now, though, with those fresh tires, is going to be underneath Finlayson. This is going to allow Myers to walk away a little bit if those two continue side by side. Jeff Bye is going to get clear of Kyle Finlayson. Kyle now needs to set it into a rhythm a little bit here. A lot of these drivers around him still got those older tires, but Jeff Bye, he is going to chew up Eric Myers here if he's able to get to him. 14 to go. Single file on back. You're not missing anything. This is going to be the race right here for the lead. In the closing laps here tonight is Bill Tomer. Looks like he's going to get underneath of Finlayson. Kyle falling off the pace here. Oh, the caution's out again. Oh no, we were talking about this just a few moments ago, how you can have a little bit of a beat up race car and still be in it, but it looks like Greg Olnick may have had a problem here. Oh, and that car just breaking loose, that right rear just rotating around on him, a little too tight off, or a little too loose off of, or a little too loose on throttle there, as Olnick is going to spin it there. And Kyle Finlayson is going to come back down pit road. He may have burnt up those tires racing back through the field, and unfortunately, most likely not going to see a top 5 finish out of Finlayson here tonight. With go back green flag racing, less than 10 to go. He's going to come down pit road and take tires. In the meantime, Eric Myers, he's not pit at all tonight. That driver, the 51, is trying to hang on with those old tires. Been heat cycled 12 times now. That's going to be a fight to hang on, because Jeff Bye, if he gets an opportunity, he's going to be there and he's going to take it. In the meantime, Bill Tomer, Dominic Lee, there's pretty much all lap 100 fresh tires right there behind them. Pace car lights are off. We're going to get another restart here with 7 to go. Eric Myers, Jeff By Jr. out front. See how this is going to finish off here at Martinsville. Green flag back out. Myers gets a rolling here. Top 10 looks to be clean on that restart. But Jeff By Jr., he's going to have to drive really quick. And Myers, I tell you what, he has kept that car clean. He's kept the tires underneath it. He's just got to hold off Jeff By for 6 more laps. Ryan Pelfrey back there trying to get that spot from Dominic Lee. Pelfrey on the bottom. Lee's going to try and hang on to it there side by side. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Lee really sends it into 3 and 4. Still side by side. But we're going to move back up to the front because Jeff By, he's there. To the bumper, Myers. How patient is Myers here? It's 5 to go. It is time to get rolling. You've got to pick your moment and take it here. What does By do? 4 laps to go. Right to the bumper once again. Jeff By continues to catch him right at the exit of the corner. He's running out of opportunities as they round through 3 and 4. 3 laps here left at Martinsville. While this is happening up front, Dominic Lee, Ryan Pelfrey, they're still side by side. Again, By still out of, just running out of laps here. You're going to come across the stripe, 2 to go. That's going to be a big run for By down to 1 and 2. He's going to be there. Jeff By sends it. Stays into the bottom. Side by side, it's a drag race for the lead. By's going to stay there once again. Myers is not going to shut the door. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch. White flag is out at Martinsville. Oh, and a caution comes out. Caution is out. Wow, that was going to be a wild finish. Let's take a look here. What potentially happened? Looks like Wes Gilliland and Michael Buckley may have gotten involved there. Aaron Jackson is going to get DQ'd out. There was another driver that got DQ'd out of there as well. A lot of drivers with not deserving runs here tonight, or not having going to have deserving finishes here tonight just because of those DQs. And it looks like Myers is going to be the leader here on this restart. As Jeff By Jeff By was on the move. He was going to be full sitting there. It was going to be a drag race on that final lap to see who would bring home the victory here. New tires versus old, and kudos to Eric Myers for even being in the picture at all. That driver has, he's been on those same tires since the beginning of the race and has put on a heck of a show up front after Kyle Finlayson giving up the lead there. Again, kudos to that 51 car for staying in it for so long. If you're just tuning in, we're going to be in overtime here at Martinsville as Eric Myers has not pitted yet tonight. Still in the tires he's started with. Those things have been heat cycled so many times. In the meantime, everybody behind him was down on pit road. Some as recently as about 10, 15 laps ago. Can he hold off Jeff Bly Jr.? Green-white checkered attempt number 1 going to be underway here. Pace car lights are off. They're double file. What's going to happen here in the closing laps? Myers tries to get those tires cleaned off. Bill Tomer's right there. Kyle Finlayson, we nearly counted him out. He may have a top 5 before this is over with. Pace car down pit road. Those 2 lead cars side by side. Myers gets rolling. Green flag back out. 2 to go. Bye. Doesn't drive as deep into the corner. Looks like he's going to try and get the run off, but that checked up everybody behind him. Not the run by needed here. Myers is going to bring home the white flag at least. 1 lap to go here at Martinsville. Jeff Bly, does he got anything left for Eric Myers? Doesn't look like it. Out front by a car length. Eric Myers, he got robbed last time we were at Martinsville, but tonight, gonna bring home the checkered flag. Eric Myers is your winner. Jeff Bly Jr. brings home second. Bill Tomer, Kyle Finlayson, Ryan Pelfrey, and others there in the top 5. Wes Gillen, Michael Buckley, Ray Ferreira, Steve Whitmore. And looks like it was Justin Walters rounding out the top 10. We're going to step away for just a moment and get ready for post-race coverage as Myers burns it down on the front stretch. You're watching the Sim Racing News Network. As short track racing tends to do, an exciting finish here at Martinsville, and we're going to check in with our winner tonight, Eric Myers. Eric, congratulations on that victory. We talked about some of the adversity you faced the last time OSR was at Martinsville. This has got to feel really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I love short track racing. It's definitely my wheelhouse. Thanks to Bill and Jeff for always pushing me. 0-9, always just giving me advice to make myself better, and going from being disqualified in the last one to winning this one is definitely redemption, and I'm happy I could do it with the colors on my car.
Eric, you talk about the redemption, but you did it in a way that nobody else in the field did. You stayed out all 125 plus laps. Remember, we went into overtime here tonight. How did you manage to keep that car underneath you and save those tires while also running in the top 5 all night long?
Well, the biggest thing is just this is almost like road course racing, easy in, hard off, but to save your rear tires, like I was not going full throttle until I was on the straightaway and the car was straight. Learned that the last time we were here. Had a pretty decent long run car then, and I think that came into play tonight. Thanks to Jeff for cutting me some slack there while I was concentrating on some of the lap cars ahead of us. There's a couple times where I didn't realize he was going to be to my left side and cut me some slack. So I appreciate Jeff doing that, and for ITZR to come home 1-2-3 is is really exciting. I'm looking forward to our next short track. Unfortunately, I won't be here at Talladega for that fun one, but another. I love short tracks. What can I say?
He loves short tracks and certainly going to be loving the checkered flag he walks home with tonight. Eric Myers, your winner here at Martinsville. Congratulations, Eric.
Thanks, Jess.
And then quickly heading on over to Jeff Byen, that 97 car. Jeff, congratulations on the top three there, bringing home second. You were fastest in the first practice, had a little bit of a hiccup on qualifying, and had the tire advantage there at the end. Did you use it all up there on those last 10 laps to try to get to the inside of Myers?
Yeah, we kind of got behind the 8 ball there in qualifying, so I had to run up from like 8th or something, and everybody up front was pretty nice. We had some cautions in the back, but everything was looking really strong up front, and everybody was giving room, and really good racing up front. And got up there, and I had tires, and I thought I had them there, and that yellow came out right on the front straightaway, like right at the line. And I'm like, if we were 10 feet further down the racetrack, I probably would have had it. But Eric did a great job just staying out. And our big thing is we just don't want to wreck each other. All three, the top three, all teammates. We just we'll race hard. We just don't want to kill each other for it.
Well, Jeff, it looked like you had a lot of pace all night long, and bringing home second there is certainly commendable, and hopefully we'll see you at Richmond.
Yeah, we'll be there. Jeff
Bye Jr. bringing home second tonight here at Martinsville, and we'll move on over to Bill Tomer. Bill, congratulations on that top three. I will say you're probably one of the quieter cars on track tonight, in the sense that you seem to stay out of everybody's way for the most part. Had a little bit of a couple moments there, but otherwise, from up here, it looked like you had a relatively uneventful race that just kind of held your own will there.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the intention. It's Martinsville, it's short track racing, and you saw what kind of race we had, from 5th on or 7th on back. I was just trying to save everything I could, save tires, save the car, and I'm running with my teammates the entire time. So I know those guys are so fast that they can go out and be the rabbit. I can't run with them most nights, so I wasn't going to. So I was just trying to stay as close to them as I could and see how it played out at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, Bill. And you kind of mentioned it, though, as you were just kind of hanging around there. Were you secretly hoping that something was going to happen there coming across the start-finish line right before that overtime caution to come out, and those two get together and part the seas for you to take that lead?
Oh yeah, coming off a 2 on the second to last lap, I actually thought to myself, this is going to get real interesting, and these two guys, maybe they'll wreck each other and I'll be able to steal this one. But I saw Jeff make the move off of 4. They were going to be side by side, and I was like, if they go slow enough through turn 1, I'm going to put it 3 wide down the backstretch. So it would have been interesting. I was bummed. I yelled out on the radio as the caution came out, because I thought that was going to be a really fun last lap. But awesome job by Eric and Jeff. Eric, especially on those tires, man, it's just a fantastic run by him in the 51 car. And it's just really cool to be 1, 2, 3 ITZR cars and 09 cars. It was a good time tonight.
The 95, Bill Tomer, bringing home third tonight here at Martinsville. Congratulations, Bill. And with that, we're going to wrap up race coverage here at Martinsville for the Sim Racing News Network. Xfinity was exciting. Cup is going to be just as eventful. Sunday night, you're going to want to check us out right here on the Sim Racing News Network. 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on the SRN. I'm Sean Fitz. We'll see you Sunday night for more Cup racing here at Martinsville, right here on the SRN. Good night, everybody.